That's right, the pyramid scheme money's been around for way too long, and the fact that people would go on live television to pitch it to billionaires kind of leads me to believe that they don't even know that they're part of a pyramid scheme. But welcome back to the corporation, the best community, it's Genery Nation. Now before we get into the biggest pyramid scheme ever pitched on Shark Tank or Dragon's Den about selling water, I want to thank you guys so much for helping the community grow to almost 62,000 subscribers. And for all your guys' hard work hitting the subscribe button, if we get 1,000 likes in this video, I'm going to send $150 to somebody in the comments. Now let's see how we can make money beyond our wildest dreams by selling one of the most lucrative and scarce materials on the entire planet. Water.
Hello Dragons, my name is Paul Lobo. This is Barry Ritchie.
Coming in off their original demeanor here, they look like a legit business. They have their pitch on the side, they have their product, they have a demonstration of the product, and they're dressed well. Those are 4 key elements of having a good pitch. So to start off, it honestly looks like a normal pitch.
Company is Air Oasis Limited.
Air
The
Oasis
purpose of us
Limited.
being here is we want £125,000 of your money, and in return we will give you 10.
I like how the billionaires just have like a major fuck you to everybody who they're investing in by having just massive wads of money sitting on the table next to them.
Equity in our company. Our product produces water out of air, and Barry is now going to give you a brief presentation on our product. Hello Dragons.
Produces water out of air. Isn't that literally just a dehumidifier? What?
What I'm going to do first of all is just give you a very quick scientific experiment just to show you
Scientific
the end
experiment.
product that comes out of our machine, which is the pure drinking water itself. Paul, if you'd like to pour me a glass of tap water from there, I'm going to take a glass from our machine, which we'll come into shortly, and it will show what's in there. As we're leaving that to fizz for a little while, I'll just tell you a little bit about this machine. We have the exclusive sole distribution rights to sell this machine throughout the United Kingdom. We also have Iran, Syria, as well as Sri Lanka, India, and Nepal.
So remember that he says that he has the sole rights to sell this machine.
Air is sucked in through the side here. It runs through a condensing unit like a dehumidifier, then passed through a 7-stage filtration system.
Now, when you pitch to venture capitalists like this, a big problem is when you get too scientific, because a lot of these people don't have a background in science. It's a lot of business and more entrepreneurial side of people. But again, it could be possible, but with this kind of presentation, you don't want to get way too much in science because people start getting bored and not listening because they don't have an idea what he's saying. And it doesn't really sound like he has an idea of what he's saying because he's just kind of like pointing around their machine and just saying, oh, it's doing this and doing this. But he'll be right, it's just not the best demonstration going along these lines.
Providing you with the purest, freshest drinking water on the planet. £4 million a day is being spent on.
That's disgusting.
Our water is much better than bottled water, and we believe that this machine, with its electricity and
See, they
running
look
costs
so
that
bored
produce
already.
water at 7 pence a litre. This
He's
is from
just
the
a
tap.
fat
That's
wad
what
of
we clean
money.
your vegetables in, just with separated mineral grains.
Why would he show that? That looks disgusting.
Wants to know.
Wow, he looks really sweaty already. You can see it. It's only been 3 minutes in the video. They're sweating already. But honestly, to start it, like, it didn't seem like it was a bad pitch. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like it was too far off from being a normal product that could potentially be used in the market. Interested to see how they break it down here, because I feel like once they start getting into the numbers of everything and how they came up with their product or how they're going to plan on selling it out to other people, I feel like is when they're going to start breaking down.
7p a litre
Yes.
sounds cheap when you compare it with bottled water, but it's not cheap when you compare it to just filtered. Talk to me about it. How does
48
this-
million
How
pounds.
does this reduce my carbon footprint?
Okay, let's just look at the 808,000 machines that are out there at the moment, with big plastic bottles on the top.
One big thing with Barry here is he's very argumentative. A really bad characteristic of an entrepreneur is to be argumentative when someone tries to press you about your idea or ask questions. The big thing is being open-minded. Any sort of questions or judgment and taking the constructive criticism and building off of that. And again, why should I have any reason to be able to give my opinion on other people's pitches? I actually have a technology wearable company, which is linked below in this video, in my bio, pretty much all over my channel. So make sure if you're interested, check that out, sign up for updates because it's coming out soon and I feel like it's gonna be able to help all you guys. But back to the video.
The plastic, there's no plastic, there's no bottled water, there's no diesel, there's no John in his shorts coming up to get all the bottles. So the whole process.
Mine are plumbed in. I've already dealt with it. They're all plumbed in.
Okay, well then.
No, Johnny doesn't turn up in his shorts.
Okay.
Right, it doesn't deliver anything.
But you're comparing a Mini with a Rolls Royce, because at the end of the day, the water this produces, this is not Sainsbury's vodka. This is the best vodka.
Here we go.
Leasing these or selling?
Selling.
What's
no
the price?
renting, no leasing. We're selling this. This machine sells at £699.
Yeah.
We have a domestic unit that converts tap water into pure water, which we're selling at £500.
That's expensive.
And what is it costing you to buy these?
They're coming into me at £318.
He's sweating like crazy.
Okay, and you're going to retail that to the end user at
$699. That's using a direct sales force.
You're sweating profusely. Paul's thinking right now, what did he get himself into? And I think Barry thinks he's killing it right now. And again, like right now, it doesn't even seem like it's that bad of a pitch. Like it doesn't break it down like it's a pyramid scheme idea yet. But I think they're gonna start falling apart when they really start breaking down the finances again.
Healthy margins, but Duncan Bannatyne
Those are healthy margins
thinks
as
he
well.
spotted a flaw in their plans.
Uh-oh.
What I don't like about this product is something you said in your pitch. What you're going to do is educate the public. You haven't explained how you're going to educate the public, and you're not going to educate the public. The public are going to continue using tap water.
As soon as you do this test, which is very visual,
My question is, why would they want to do this test every single time they drink the water? I feel like that would be a waste of time. If I want to get a glass of water, I go to my refrigerator and I get a glass of water, or I'll get a bottle of water. I'm not going to sit there and do a test every single time I want to drink water.
really, that's the education.
Paul, you can't travel around the country knocking on people's doors, going in with 2 glasses.
Why the f is he raising his hand like it's a school presentation? What an egotistical.
And saying to people, look at the difference, buy one of these machines. You can't do that.
Yes, we can.
You can't educate the public.
We've just got 100 kits with little cases. This is like the Kirby vacuum cleaner. This is the bugs on the bed under the microscope. We've got 300 people
Yeah,
signed
but
up
little
already
cases.
to go out door to door on commission only, part-time hairdressers, mothers.
Barry, the point I'm making isn't that you can't go around knocking on doors. The point I'm making is you can't afford to go around knocking on doors. There isn't enough money to go around knocking on doors and saying to people, look, will you let me come in and show you these 2 glasses of water and show you the difference, and then you can buy my machine for 500 quid.
Okay, but there is, because it doesn't cost them. We bought all the kit. The people are taking on a part-time.
You see how one of the dragons asks him a question and says like, you can't do this in all their business experience. The first thing he does is go right back out. Like you can see right now, he looks angry. He's like saying, oh, you can do this. It's been done. We've done it. And I think what he's gonna get into is he's gonna break it down and be like, hey, did you actually do this? And how did you do it? And what are the best practices you've seen from doing it? And he's gonna be like, oh, well, we haven't done it yet, but we're in the process of doing it because we got all these kits ordered. So I think this is where they're really starting to shoot themselves in the foot.
Only basis. They get £100 a sale.
Did he just say commission only basis?
Show you the difference, and then you can buy my machine for 500 quid.
Okay, but there is, because it doesn't cost them. We bought all the kit. The people are taking on a part-time commission-only basis.
Boom, pyramid scheme. That's where it comes in. That's where they are gonna mentally check out as he says that. So he just said that they come in, they sell the kits to other people, and then the other people sell the kits to other people that they know and their friends, and that's how they're gonna educate the public. That's how they're wrapping the pyramid scheme in their lie. They're gonna educate the public. They're just bringing on people to sell out more of the kits in addition for a sales-based commission.
150%. It's good.
They're gonna rip them apart.
Multi-level
Oh, this is bad now.
Price of
There
price.
you go. I've done the lot.
I had
16
to
years old, I was
ask
the top salesman at 17.
Barry said he's the top salesman at 17. 17 total, so that's how much. He sold $10,000 worth.
Run the risk of talking yourself back down those stairs without an investment. The reason I ask you
You stop talking really fast.
actually what you used to do is stand in people's room, bombard them and barrage them exactly the way you're trying to do with us now until they capitulate and buy that carpet cleaner. And you are talking about a pyramid selling scheme.
She's bringing the hammer down on him right now. I want to see how Barry responds to this one because he's very known now to voice his opinion at anything the dragons have said to him. So I feel like the fact that someone openly stated pyramid scheme is going to really set him off here.
And I've got to tell you, for me, that is a
He's gonna have some
combination
smart answer.
I would run from.
Okay.
So I have no reason to invest. I'm out.
Does this excite me for £150,000? No. Working with Barry would just drive me crazy. I don't think I...
See, again, now breaking down his pitch even further, where he started to go wrong was, first of all, when he started arguing with the dragons back at them. That's something that's going to turn them off immediately because they invest in the person before they invest in the product. Second is the fact that he openly said sales-based commission based off of previous sales that they do.
For those reasons, guys, I'm out.
He's so
Two
shocked, like
dragons
he
are
was
out.
doing a great job.
So far, Barry's been dominating proceedings, but Peter just
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit from Paul. I haven't heard anything from Paul. I heard Barry talk himself into a ditch, but I haven't heard Paul talk himself into a ditch yet.
wanted to know more about his business partner.
Paul, how do you work with this guy?
Very well.
Do you keep-
I love his enthusiasm.
No. I get Barry. I don't get you.
Leave her
Do
in
you
the
do
product?
everything Barry says?
No, not at all. Not
That's
at
the
all.
whole, that's the benefit. When two men in a business always agree, one of them is unnecessary.
How much money have you made? Have you got money to put into it?
Yes, I have. I put in £150,000.
150,000.
150,000 of your own cash.
Yes.
Wow.
And Barry?
I'm about 50 and about $1 million in hard work.
Why he said that so smugly? He said, "Oh, I put about 50 in, about $1 million out, but he's only sold $10,000 worth of units." So that makes sense, Barry.
Of course, I've got more money.
How much more money have you got?
Well, I don't think that concerns you.
Bro, what? He asked him if he's put in $150,000 of his own money. He asked him how much more money does he have to put into the company, and his response was, "Why does that concern you?" So at first, I thought that Barry was the undermining jerk here, but it seems to be that Paul was the quiet assassin the entire time. His response to asking, "Hey, how much more money do you have? Because if you don't have any more money, I don't know if I want to just invest in it and see you run away with the money or spend it on yourself," or something along those lines. And Paul's response was, "Why is that any concern to you?" Imagine the person that you're asking that money from ask you a question of how much money you have, and you'd saying, "Hey, don't ask me any questions about my financial status or the financial status of the company. You just invest in me, and then we'll talk about questions later." That's crazy.
It does concern me.
How much money have you got?
What? What is he saying? This leads into that argumentative aspect or characteristics of being an entrepreneur. If you have any sort of argumentative status against a question that somebody asks you, instead of being open-minded and being able to take constructive criticism, because when you start a company, there's going to be a ton of constructive criticism and people that are going to say, "That's not going to work," or "I don't want that." Also, now Paul talking himself into a ditch here, so let's see what he says.
Probably about 10 million in the bank, let's say.
Well, I don't think that's a valid question.
Well, I'll tell you why it's a valid question. If you've got the money,
That's crazy.
why aren't you putting the bloody
Let
money
us
in?
explain.
Oh.
We want your expertise, your knowledge. So
Oh,
that
now
we
he's
can
coming back
really
at him.
Go,
Well, why should I give you money for you to get knowledge from me?
well, we're not a charity. We're not going to let you have.
Bro, what is he saying? So he pretty much goes, if you're gonna invest in us, we're gonna get access to your knowledge, but we're not a charity, so you have to pay for us to get the knowledge from you. That made no sense at all.
My charity. You want knowledge from me and my money.
Absolutely, exactly. Absolutely, that's why we're
I
here.
haven't got mud written over my forehead, you know.
Buddy, can you give me a glass of water? Just sit there.
Oh, they're gonna test it.
Barry and Paul's only hope now is to salvage their pitch by proving their water tastes as good as they say.
Buddy, it tastes terrible.
It tastes terrible.
We've had all these conversations, but nobody's sort of tasted the water. Taste that water.
Oh my god, look at how sweaty Barry is already.
Warm, that's why.
Unusual taste.
That's disgusting.
I haven't. You
There's
just
something.
gave me out of that.
Don't be
Give me a
ridiculous.
clean glass.
No way. There's something in it.
There's nothing in it. Use your glass. And
It's got nothing to do with the cold. It's got an aftertaste.
So another major problem that you could have with a pitch is if you go to do a product demonstration and the product does not demonstrate anything like you described it as. That's another way to put the nail in the coffin for a bad pitch and walking out with no investment.
Kids will throw that back at you.
Theo Paphitis demands an explanation.
Taste it. Does it taste terrible or not?
It doesn't taste terrible, but it certainly doesn't taste as good as it should do.
It doesn't.
He just openly said that their product sucks.
It has not,
Water.
but it's a brand spanking new machine that needed to be flushed and everything else properly. This is why it's here.
It needs to be set up for a longer period
Yes,
of time.
So the machine has to be set up, but we couldn't do that during our pitch because we had to wait for it to warm up, and you guys didn't give us enough time for it to warm up. Is pretty much what they're saying here too. None of them are buying it at this point. They're done.
It takes
In order
4 or
for
5 hours to get it working properly. So
What is the temperature of that, Barry?
21 degrees.
Just listen to me. I'm getting really annoyed now. I'm complaining not about the temperature, but the fact it's got a terrible, appalling aftertaste. So don't make excuses about the temperature. I'm out.
you know, this
I feel like Barry still thinks they're gonna get an investment here. Look at him. By the way that he's presenting himself, he still thinks that one of them is gonna invest. After Paul openly argued with one of the dragons about how much money they have and how much money they should be willing to invest.
You did all these tests in this water to show your water is the best.
Yes,
Then I tested your water,
yes.
and it's rubbish. We all tested it, we all said the same thing. And then you said that's because that machine hasn't been flushed.
In order for you to see our machine in its full operation, it would have been fair for this machine to be here overnight.
So Paul's saying that their product sucks because the dragons didn't let them come in overnight and set up for their pitch. That's the worst thing I've ever heard anybody say in any type of pitch. The whole reason their pitch went wrong is because they just blamed everything going wrong on the dragons for their problems.
Then it would have been.
Well, you've gone from
Then would have
you've gone
done
from
justice.
you've gone from an hour and a half to all night now. You know, but it doesn't really answer the question. And you know, I'm not going to invest in it, so I'm out.
Paul, Barry, you've basically brought a product here that lives or dies on the back of the quality that it produces.
Saying all the times that we've tasted that water, amongst you dragons, that's the first time that's been like.
See, I don't know if I'm buying that. And I think to go even a little bit deeper on this is Barry and Paul didn't even drink the water in the demonstration. So they know that it sucks or that something was up to the fact that they didn't even want to drink it either.
I think enough has been said by everybody else, and I don't think you're here necessarily to be insulted. So good luck in your endeavours. but I'm
Thank
not
you.
going to invest in the business, so I'm out.
So in watching this video, I hope you guys know to never either start or invest in a pyramid scheme. There's a lot of celebrities and fake influencers that go out there and try and pitch pyramid schemes to people about either buying a course, signing up for some different sort of program, and then trying to get your friends to sign up as well. So please, if you guys learn anything from this video, make sure to stay away from anything that mentions those. And the quote for today's video is, "Money is a symbol of the value you create." And today, Paul and Barry did not really create any value for the product. So in the future, I hope if they decide to start another company, first of all, it's not a pyramid scheme and they're making a quality product. Well, thank you guys for coming to the corporation, the best community. It's Jenner Nation. And remember, if we get to 1,000 likes on this video, I'm going to Venmo somebody $150 in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.